Hello and welcome to Kushti TV, always the straight talking YouTube channel where my specialist topics are boxing, golf, and I interview people of all interest. Please, before we get into it, press the like and subscribe button. Now, today, entails both my sports, boxing and golf. I'm going to focus on a character that I think is a bit unusual to the norm. I myself become a golf professional, and there's nothing too unusual about that. It's fairly unusual, but nothing too unusual by becoming a golf professional. But what made it a bit unusual for me was I come from a gypsy background, and that made it a bit more unusual. I was also a bare knuckle fighter. You don't normally associate bare knuckle fighters being golf professionals. And I was also an unlicensed professional boxer. So that I become a world ranked professional, and I was a professional for 25 years. That in the norm made me quite unusual. But please allow me to bring in a character today that could, as a golf professional, could match my unusualness hands down. Please sit back and allow me to tell the story of the remarkable Esteban Toledo. Esteban Toledo was born in 1962 in Mexicali, North Mexico. One of 11 children with 4 brothers and 6 sisters, he was brought up in a dirt-floored shack with just 2 bedrooms, no running water, no electricity, no gas, none of those essentials for the little Mexican. At the age of just 5, he had to endure the tragic murder of an older brother, and that very same year, just to cement more disaster, his dad would sadly pass away of an heart attack. The little Esteban would attend school where he was often bullied. One day a lad said to him, "I will beat you every time I see you. Every day I'm going to beat you." His older brother Mario would take Toledo to a boxing club. It was here at the boxing club where the little Mexican learnt some skills. He went back, met the bully who promised to beat him up every day, and Toledo dished out the beating every single day to the bully for 1 month. The bullying was over for Toledo. It all stopped. His little iron fist worked the trick marvellously. Moving on, he continued boxing and he turned professional in his teens with an impressive record, winning his debut. He went on to win 12 of his 13 professional fights. High hopes were there for Toledo, only for an appendix operation to bring down his boxing career. Devastated at his career loss, to dust himself down and go again. He had to put bread on the table. He lived across from a golf course, just across the road, which had a big lake, and he used to go diving and swimming, retrieving the golf balls to put food on the table for himself and his family. Intrigued why there were so many golf balls going in the lake, Toledo had a go at the game himself, thinking, well, is it really that difficult? And he learned it was a difficult game, because Toledo too was be putting balls in the lake. He couldn't break 100, but he was determined, and he did eventually break 100. And then he broke 90, and he was determined, and he broke 80. And by the time he broke 70, he thought there could be an easier living to be had here. Given his great and-eye coordination, the Mexican found a way to play golf. His way, no coaching. In 1986 he turned pro, knocking around the smaller tours, doing okay, and he kept trying to get his claw card on the main US PGA Tour, and eventually, to everybody's amazement, he achieved it. Now, what would he do with it? He would keep hold of it. He would win the Mexican Open. He would play in the World Cup for Mexico no fewer than 6 times. He would win 6 times as a professional, including the first Mexican ever to win on the Champions Tour. He played in major championships. He played 710 PGA events. He come over to the UK and played in our British Open Championship, our Open Championship, as it's commonly known. He made the cut, he finished 42nd. Truly outstanding achievement. When you go on your journey as a golf professional, you never know who you're going to come up against. You're just in there, people from all manner of ethnicities, backgrounds, abilities, coaching, funding, sponsoring. You just don't know. You're just all there who you're going to meet. You're just all there trying to do the same thing. Beat as many players as you can. In 2003, I qualified through the regional section of the Open Championship. I was then qualifying at the final stage at North Foreland, trying to achieve my dream and playing the Open Championship at Royal St George's in Kent. Keen to do well, I was practising hard. I went into the practice ground in the evening sunset, and I was practising there alone, trying to work on a few things to enable me to get me through to my dream Open Championship. It was just myself and my son on the practice ground, except one extraordinary gentleman. To my left was the man himself, Esteban Toledo. I thought I must take this opportunity to meet this man. I went over, introduced myself. I said, I'm the fighting man this side of the pond. And he gave me a great welcome. We shook hands, we had a good chat, we introduced our sons, and I said, how about a picture, Esteban? I said, we might never do this again. He said, sure. What a lovely man, complete gentleman. We carried on practicing, and Esteban had the better of me in the golfing struggle. That week I had 77, 72 respectable scores. He had 74, 71. But it comes to no surprise to me to learn that Esteban Toledo runs his own charity for underprivileged children and orphans. This man, not forgetting where he comes from, I'm so proud to learn that he lives in his own beautiful mansion, given the tough upbringing he had, brought up in a dirt-floored shack. That makes me proud of him, and I'm so pleased to see it. We have lots in common. Of course, we were knuckle fighters. Of course, we were professional boxers. Of course, we were golf professionals. Of course, we have all the biographies together. Mine is called Kushti. Most of my life it has been Kushti. But surely his book is named Spot On, The Tinned Cup of Dreams. And I tell you, when Esteban and myself get it right, we sure do know how to celebrate. I hope you've enjoyed the story of the wonderful Esteban Toledo. Click, subscribe, tune in for more. Bye for now.